For the next 20 minutes, stay with me, because I promise you this. When you finish this video, you will not only understand how reality bends, you will finally know how to bend it on purpose. What if I told you, you are not reacting to reality? You are deciding it before it even appears? And what if I told you that the difference between repeating the same struggles and stepping into the life you've been visualizing is not effort, not luck, and not waiting, but frequency? This isn't about vague affirmations or wishful thinking. This is about quantum manifestation, the science and spirituality of becoming the frequency that reality has no choice but to mirror. Reality is frequency, not effort. Most people try to force reality into shape with hard work, hustle, and endless doing. But reality doesn't respond to your effort. It responds to your signal. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold is a frequency. And the quantum field, the invisible fabric of potential, doesn't care what you want. It cares what you are. If your dominant signal is stress, worry, or lack, you collapse timelines where those conditions keep showing up. If your dominant signal is coherence, gratitude, and certainty, you collapse timelines that reflect abundance. The key is not to chase, but to tune in. The science of pre-selection neuroscientist Benjamin Libet discovered something shocking. The brain makes decisions milliseconds before you consciously know you've made them. In other words, reality is locked in before your conscious mind claims it. Now combine that with quantum mechanics. A particle exists in infinite probabilities until it is observed. When you project a frequency, whether consciously or subconsciously, the field collapses to match it. So here's the truth. You're already manifesting. The question is, are you manifesting consciously or by default? The subconscious, your hidden programmer. 95% of your thoughts, choices, and reactions come from your subconscious programming. That's why you can say, I want abundance. But if your subconscious believes money is unsafe, or love leads to pain, or success equals loss, you'll unconsciously choose paths that block it. The subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to emotion, repetition, and imagery. That's why visualization and affirmations only work when you feel them with your whole body. They have to bypass the critical mind and sink into the deeper layers where identity is stored. How to collapse timelines on purpose. So how do you stop manifesting by default and start manifesting on purpose? The answer, frequency alignment. Here's the process. Clarity. Define the version of reality you want, not vague but specific. Embodiment. Feel it as if it's already here. The nervous system must believe it's safe. Action. Take one micro-action in alignment, not forceful but confirming. Surrender. Release the how. Let the field orchestrate the details. Clarity plus embodiment plus aligned action equals collapse of the probability you want. Why resistance intensifies before a breakthrough? Right before a quantum jump, life often feels heavier. Old patterns surface. Emotions intensify. Obstacles seem to multiply. Why? Because your subconscious is testing safety. It wants to pull you back into what's familiar, even if familiar means pain. This isn't punishment. This is preparation. Your system is recalibrating to hold a new level of energy. If you see resistance as failure, you'll retreat. If you see resistance as proof of alignment, you'll move through it. The heart-mind coherence effect. HeartMath Institute has proven that your heart generates an electromagnetic field far stronger than the brain. When your heart and mind are in coherence, when your thoughts and emotions match, your signal becomes magnetic. It's like going from whispering your desires to broadcasting them on a megaphone. Gratitude is the fastest way to activate coherence. Not gratitude for what's coming, but gratitude as if it's already here. That state collapses timelines instantly. The observer effect. Why attention creates reality. Quantum physics proves it. What you observe becomes. But observation is not just seeing with your eyes. It's focusing with your awareness. If you constantly observe problems, lack, and delays, you amplify them. If you train your awareness to lock on to solutions, opportunities, and alignment, You amplify those instead. Energy flows where attention goes. Attention collapses probability into reality. Expectation versus hope. Most people hope. They hope their dreams work out. They hope money arrives. They hope they'll heal. But hope still carries doubt. Expectation is different. Expectation is calm certainty. Expectation tells the quantum field, this is already mine. That quiet confidence is the frequency that accelerates manifestation. The daily quantum ritual. Here's a simple daily practice to control your reality using quantum manifestation. Morning reset. Before checking your phone, close your eyes. Breathe slowly. Whisper, I am the frequency of my future self. Embodied gratitude. Feel gratitude not for what's coming, but for what's already real in the quantum. Micro actions. Take one step each day that your future self would take, not grand gestures, small confirmations. Evening surrender. Before sleep, release the how and trust the quantum field. Do this for 21 days and your nervous system will begin to stabilize new frequencies automatically. The final truth, you're already creating. Here's the secret. You don't need to learn to manifest. You already are. Every thought, every fear, every expectation is collapsing reality. The only choice you have is whether to do it unconsciously or with precision. When you stop chasing outcomes and instead become the signal of your desired reality, you discover the ultimate truth. You don't control reality by force. You control it by coherence. And when you live in coherence, reality has no choice but to obey. Why your nervous system holds the key. Your body is the antenna of your frequency. If your nervous system is in survival mode, fight, flight, or freeze, you'll keep broadcasting fear no matter how many affirmations you say. That's why meditation, breathwork, and nervous system regulation aren't just spiritual wellness tools. They are frequency recalibrators. Calm the body and your field becomes clear. A clear field collapses higher probabilities. The identity trap. Most people try to change their life without changing their identity. They say, I want to be wealthy, while still identifying as someone who struggles. The subconscious only gives you experiences that match who you think you are. When you shift identity from I am trying to I am already, the field reorganizes instantly. Identity is not built by willpower. It's built by repetition, embodiment, and emotion. Time is an illusion in the quantum. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is to stop seeing your desire as in the future. In the quantum, all timelines already exist. There is no waiting, only tuning in. The version of you who already has it exists now. When you speak and act from that state, you collapse the illusion of waiting and accelerate the manifestation. The power of language. Every word you speak is a frequency. I am broke. I am unlucky. I am stuck. These are not just complaints. They are commands to the field. That's why the phrase I am is sacred. Whatever follows becomes the frequency you broadcast. Speak only what you wish to multiply. The collapse of doubt. Doubt is not harmless. Doubt is a competing frequency. Every time you doubt, you send mixed signals into the field, scattering the energy. That's why results seem delayed, because you keep reordering a new reality with every moment of hesitation. The way to collapse doubt is not by pretending it doesn't exist, but by replacing it with embodied certainty through practice and evidence. Why surrender is the final step. The paradox of quantum manifestation is this: the more you cling, the more you push it away. Surrender isn't giving up. It's aligning so fully with the outcome that you stop needing to control it. Control is scarcity. Surrender is abundance. When you release the how and the when, the field moves fastest. Micro decisions, macro effects. Reality doesn't change in one giant leap. It changes in micro decisions. Every time you choose the aligned thought, the aligned feeling, the aligned action, you reinforce a timeline. These micro decisions accumulate. Suddenly you look around and your external life has transformed, not by accident, but by frequency consistency. Emotional alchemy. Negative emotions are not blocks. They are fuel. Anger can be transmuted into determination. Fear can be transmuted into focus. Sadness can be transmuted into depth. When you alchemize emotion instead of resisting it, your frequency expands. The field responds to this expansion by opening new probabilities. Quantum manifestation versus law of attraction. Law of attraction says, like attracts like. Quantum manifestation says, you collapse reality by being the frequency. The difference? Attraction implies waiting. Quantum alignment implies becoming. When you understand this, you stop begging reality to change and instead embody the change until reality has no choice. The 3 stages of quantum mastery awareness. You notice your frequency and see how it creates reality. Alignment. You consciously shift your signal through practice. The quantum mirror principle. Reality is not happening to you. Reality is reflecting from you. Your relationships, money, opportunities, they are mirrors of your frequency. If you don't like what you see, the mirror isn't broken. The signal is the myth of trying harder. The field doesn't respond to force. You can hustle, grind, visualize until your eyes hurt. But if your frequency is lack, the result will still be lack. True manifestation feels lighter, not heavier. It happens when you align, not when you force. The gap between intention and identity. You can set 1,000 intentions, but if your identity contradicts them, nothing moves. Intention says, I want abundance. Identity whispers, I'm someone who never has enough. Which one does the field listen to? Always identity. Why visualization alone doesn't work. Visualization is powerful, but only if it's felt. Seeing the dream without feeling the frequency is like turning on a radio but never tuning the dial. Emotion is the current that carries the vision into the quantum law of detachment. You must want it without needing it. When you detach, you tell the field, I already have this version of me. Needing creates distance. Detachment collapses distance, breaking the cycle of old timelines. Ever notice how the same problems repeat? That's because your subconscious is replaying the same energetic loop. Until you shift frequency, you're reliving timelines like reruns. The moment you choose differently, the cycle collapses. Quantum coherence versus chaos. When your thoughts, emotions, and body align, you enter coherence, and the field responds instantly. But when your thoughts say yes, your emotions scream no, and your body radiates fear, you broadcast chaos. The universe doesn't punish chaos. It simply mirrors it. Why gratitude is the fastest portal? Gratitude is not a cliche. It's quantum evidence. When you feel grateful for what already exists, you prove to the field that you are aligned with abundance. The field then reflects more experiences to match that frequency. The hidden role of environment. Your environment constantly reinforces your frequency. If you're surrounded by negativity, chaos, or scarcity, it anchors your old identity. Shift your environment, even slightly, and your frequency shifts with it. The tuning fork effect. When one tuning fork vibrates, another nearby fork begins to vibrate at the same frequency. Humans are the same. You are constantly syncing with the energy of those around you. This is why community and mentorship matter, because alignment accelerates in resonance. Part 31, the delay is not a denial. 1 hour 4 minutes to 1 hour 6 minutes. When your manifestation feels delayed, it isn't rejection, it's calibration. The field is aligning every moving piece with your frequency. Trust the delay. It means the reality is solidifying. The power of micro choices, reality shifts don't only come from big breakthroughs. Tiny invisible micro choices compound. The food you eat, the thought you repeat, the moment you choose calm over chaos, each one tunes your frequency. Your nervous system holds the key. If your body doesn't feel safe holding abundance, love, or success, it will reject it. Your nervous system must expand to hold the vibration of your next reality. This is why healing is manifestation, the collapse of parallel realities. Every possible version of you already exists. When you shift frequency, you're not attracting anything. You're collapsing into the timeline that already matches. The law of assumption in quantum language. Neville Goddard called it assumption. Quantum physics calls it the observer effect. Both say the same thing. The moment you embody something as real, reality reorganizes around it. The energy of words. Every word you speak is a frequency transmission. I am broke programs lack. I am learning abundance. Programs expansion. Your vocabulary is your vibration in sound form. Emotional alchemy. You don't need to suppress fear, anger, or doubt. You need to alchemize them. Every low emotion is raw energy waiting to be redirected into creation. Why surrender unlocks acceleration. The tighter you grip, the slower it comes. When you surrender, you stop fighting the flow of the field. Surrender is not giving up. It is allowing alignment. The quantum compass. How do you know if you're aligned? Simple. Your emotions are the compass. Joy, calm, and trust equals alignment. Tension, doubt, and fear equals resistance. The secret of instant state shifts. You don't have to wait months to become your future self. State shifts can happen instantly. One deep breath, one new thought, one choice to feel gratitude. And the field recalibrates why the old reality fights back. Have you noticed that right before a breakthrough, everything seems to fall apart? That's not sabotage. It's your old timeline collapsing under the weight of your new frequency. The mirror principle. Reality is not happening to you. It is happening through you. Every situation, every person, every event is a mirror, reflecting the frequency you are holding. Quantum confirmation. Ever noticed repeating numbers, synchronicities, déjà vu? These aren't random. They are echoes of your frequency bouncing back from the field, confirming your alignment. Stepping into God consciousness. At the deepest level, you are not manifesting, you are remembering. You are the field, the source, the creator. I am is not a phrase. It is your identity. The mirror principle, reality is not happening to you. It is happening through you. Every situation, every person, every event is a mirror, reflecting the frequency you are holding. The power of the pause. Most people react instantly to life, but when you pause before responding, you reclaim your creative power. That pause is where the quantum field reshapes itself. The science of expectation. In physics, expectation alters measurement. In life, expectation alters outcomes. The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you expect. Breaking the addiction to struggle, your body can literally become addicted to stress, lack, and fear. Manifestation doesn't fail because you don't visualize enough. It fails because your nervous system craves struggle more than success. Becoming an energetic match, ask yourself, if I already had the life I'm calling in, how would I breathe? Walk, speak, think? Now live that way today. That alignment is the magnet. Why 3D reality lags. Energy shifts first. Physical form lags behind. When you don't see results yet, it doesn't mean nothing's happening. It means the 3D world is catching up to the frequency you already broadcasted. The gateway of gratitude. Gratitude is not a cliche. It's the fastest frequency stabilizer. When you feel gratitude before the manifestation, the field locks it in as already done, anchoring in your new identity. Your old identity will try to pull you back, but each time you re-choose the new self, you carve that timeline deeper. Repetition is the bridge between possibility and permanence, the quantum closing. Here's the truth. You don't become powerful. You already are. You don't find alignment. You remember it, and every I am you declare sends a command to the universe. Reality isn't waiting to change. It's waiting for you to decide who you already are. The power of silence. The quantum field speaks in silence. When your mind quiets, your signal amplifies. The stiller you become, the louder the field responds. The rehearsal of reality. Every thought is a rehearsal for reality. Repeat a thought enough, and it becomes your script. Upgrade the rehearsal, and the play of life changes. So, if your life has felt stuck, delayed, chaotic. Hear this. You are not failing. You are not behind. You are simply being recalibrated to hold the very reality you prayed for. The quantum doesn't respond to fear, pressure, or doubt. It responds to coherence. And coherence begins when you remember who you are. Not just a person trying to manifest, but consciousness itself, the I am that speaks worlds into being. From this moment forward, every time you say, I am, say it with awareness. Say it with power. Say it as the source remembering itself. Because reality is not waiting to be given to you. Reality is waiting to be claimed by you. And when you step into that frequency, you don't just change your life. You change the field for all of us.